I think the big thing is, yes, you want to know in advance who typically needs to be involved so that you can make the ask and you sound like you know what the hell you're doing when you do that, right? The attitude is, I've seen this hundreds of times.
Mm.
And my goal is not to sell stuff to people. It's to make sure that they have a great implementation and that they get the results that they want to get. That's my job as a sales rep, right? So in the call, knowing who I need to get involved, and then you need, some plays that you can run, right? So a really simple play is after a first call with someone that's, kind of below the line, is threading in a potential champion or economic buyer into the conversation via email and just saying, hey, Mor, just letting you know, had a great chat with a couple of the SDR managers. It sounds like a big focus is A and B. I'm not sure yet how that aligns with your priorities, but I'm talking to these folks again next week. I'll keep you updated. No ask here. I'm just like opening up a conversation. Yeah. And I'm telling the person on the call that I'm going to do that, though. That's the key. I think visibility is that big thing that I want to do. The give to gets, this is another kind of interesting piece. I think we're too quick to just give demos to people and too quick to, like on the enterprise side, I see people, I had a rep at a company, she gave a demo to like 20 people and she didn't have access to power yet. I'm like, why did you do that? That's like, you brought in like 2 or 3 people from your team. They brought in 20 people and you don't even have access to power. It's barely an opportunity.
When you say she didn't have access to power, she didn't know who was on the going to be in the call, or
no, she knows who the economic buyer, and I think it's important to distinguish. Andy Wright wrote a really great book on Medic, and he kind of pioneered a lot of this stuff along with a few other individuals. The difference between a coach and a champion. This is pretty mind-blowing for me when I learned this. A coach is someone that can help you, but they don't have influence. So a coach, an example, a sales manager that does not really interact with their VP of sales much, who is more likely a champion, is useful, but you can't rely on that person to help you get stuff done. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think going in, it's like, I know that for me, the most part, like a champion's going to be a VP of sales. And the types of deals I sell are typically above the threshold that a VP of sales can just give the green light by themselves. It's typically a decision they're making with an SVP or a chief revenue officer, who are the economic buyers. So you kind of need to know who the players are going to be. So the give to gets, though, it's like the give to get is, hey, before we schedule this demo and I bring in resources from my team and you bring in resources, I just need to know like what needs to happen in this demo in order for us to loop in XYZ individual. And if this goes well, can we agree that we can get a meeting on that person's calendar? Can you help make that happen? I don't think we do that enough. We're just like so quick to just give out stuff, our time and our company's internal resources to prospects with like no ask.